Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today video is all about coronavirus stimulus package. The debate over who deserves a 1,400 stimulus check, and how much each one should get, still continues. While many Americans' families across America are facing repercussions from the coronavirus pandemic, from unemployment to career shifts to a loss or reduction in income, President Joe Biden sought to end that debate in a press conference on Friday by reaffirming his commitment to $1,400.
I'm not cutting the size of the checks. They're going to be $1,400, period. That's what the American people were promised. Very quickly, here's the rest of my plan. It has money for food and nutrition so that folks don't go hungry. I think our Republican friends are going to support that. It extends unemployment insurance, which is going to run out on March 13th of this year to the end of September of this year.
Democrats plan to use the reconciliation process, allowing them to pass the stimulus package by a simple majority in the Senate.
Is deal with this awful COVID crisis. To the pundits who said we can't do both at once, we say you are wrong. We can and we are. The bottom line is simple. The Senate is moving full steam ahead on a bold plan to get this country out of the crisis, to speed vaccination distribution, provide a lifeline to small businesses, help schools reopen safely, save the job of teachers, firefighters, and other public employees, and so much more. Our country has so suffered. Every one of us knows people that make our hearts ache with what they're going through. I just saw a video of grandchildren saying goodbye to their grandparents. They couldn't see them, hug them, touch them. We have to do everything we can to end this crisis. And even though the impeachment trial is an important and august responsibility, we are doing both. And that's what my colleagues here are doing. We are working with our House members. We are working with our committee members. We are working, when we can, with our Republican colleagues to produce a big, bold piece of legislation that will help us deal with and get out of this awful, awful crisis. We look forward to working with Republican colleagues to make this COVID package a reality. And you saw there were a number of bipartisan amendments. The first amendment that passed, the very important one to help restaurants, was authored by Senators Sinema and Wicker, one a Democrat, one a Republican. But, make no mistake, Senate Democrats will not dither, dilute, or delay because the COVID responsibility is so real.
But the Republicans have expressed objections to the cost and expense of the proposal, while conservative Democratic Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia has also expressed serious reservations. Now let's watch Senator Bernie Sanders' interview on CNN. Asked about where the cut on stimulus package should be,
5,000. Where do you think the cutoff should be?
Well, I think what we have done in the past and what we have promised the American people, we've said two things in the last month. We said we're going to get you $2,000, that's $600 plus $1,400. And what we're going to do is say that everybody, a single person, individual, $75,000 or lower, and a couple of $150,000 or lower will be eligible for that full $2,000, $600 plus $1,400. Now, when people said we don't want rich people to get that benefit, I understand that, I agree. And what we need to do is have a strong cliff so it doesn't kind of spill over to people making $300,000. And that's what I support, and that's what I think most people understand. But to say to a worker in Vermont or California or any place else that if you're making, $52,000 a year, you are too rich to get this help, the full benefit, I think that that's absurd. And it's also, from a political point of view, a little bit absurd that you would have under Trump these folks getting the benefit, but under Biden, who is fighting hard for the working class of this country, they would not get that full benefit. So I think from a policy point of view, we've got to do the right thing, and that's $75,000 and $150,000 for a couple. From a political point of view, it is absurd to be telling working class people, somebody has a decent union job, they're making $55,000, $60,000, sorry, you're not eligible for the program. Makes no sense to me at all, nor do I think it makes sense to the American people.
Well, Senator Bernie Sanders said exactly what American peoples need, but actions speak louder than words. And that's what the Speaker Nancy Pelosi confirmed to do at press conference today in the Capitol Visitor Center.
We in the House, the Education and Labor Committee marked up its bill on Tuesday until 4 a.m. Wednesday morning. Big part of money in people's pockets in the Education and Labor Committee, in addition to making our schools safe for our children to go back to school. In the bill, it gradually raises the minimum wage to $15 an hour, increases paychecks. In doing so, increases paychecks for 27 million workers and pulling nearly 1 million people out of poverty. Well over 50%, closer to 2/3 or 70% of people making the minimum wage are women, many of them women of color. Again, it secures the child tax credits, helping nearly 1 in 3 adults having trouble paying for household expenses and 12 million children from going hungry. So in the legislation, we have the child tax credit. This is quite remarkable, $3,000 for a child, and then they're 6 years and under, it is $3,600. This is pulling these children out of poverty. The bill also addresses those who are food insecure, rent insecure, and the rest. So it's a very important piece of legislation. It is what this country needs, and I salute not only the President and Vice President for their leadership in recognizing that in this important work, but also to do so in a way that is robust, meets the needs of the American people, but also meets the needs of the strength of our economy. We plan, as I said, to work on it this week, next week, and have it passed by the end of February, and so we can send it to the President's desk before the unemployment benefits expire in our hearts. So again, we as the Senate is dealing with its business at hand, I'm so proud of our just overwhelmingly proud of our managers led by Jamie Raskin, but at the same time, we're getting our work done to meet the needs of the American people, to crush the virus, put our children back in school, money in people's pockets, again, people back to work. The lives and the livelihood of the American people are our responsibility. 470,000 people have died. We have to call a halt to that. Any questions? Missy? Yes.
Will the bill that you send to the Senate have a $15 minimum wage in it?
Yes, it will. It will. Yes, we're very proud of that.
Well, talking is easier than doing. And American people's waiting for actions. And that's why actions speak louder than words. Thank you guys for watching. See you next video. Subscribe, like, and leave a comment.